shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We ready? I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from that. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's more I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We ready? I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, this game is not over. In fact, we're just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Had some things going on today. Press conference. And let me just tell you, it's kind of crazy around here right now. It is kind of crazy around here right now. I don't know who I believe, and I don't know who I trust, because yesterday, right before we got off the air, or right after we got off the air, the Houston Texans announced that they were moving in a different direction from head coach David Culley and offensive coordinator Tim Kelly. Head coach David Culley, after only one season, a record of 4-13, is no longer the head coach of the Houston Texans. Tim Kelly has been there for a couple of seasons, and he has also been relieved of his duties. So all I'm going to say is this. My sources in the building have been dead on it. I've been saying for a week and a half now that the Texans were exploring the possibility of bringing in former head coach Brian Flores, Joe Judge, formerly of the New York Giants, and or Josh McDaniels of the New England Patriots. So anyway, let me hit the top of the hour, and I will come back with more from what I heard today on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. If you want in, 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break. Now, I didn't get Sybil Wilkes in at the end of last hour, so let me bring Sybil Wilkes in right now with what you need to know, and then we'll get back to it. I'll do the birthdays right before we go off. So stay right there. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on with what you need to know, and we'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break. It's Freestyle Friday.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is, say it with me, Friday, January 14th, 2021. Yay, Friday. Number 1. Despite support from President Obama, Joe Biden can't get an all-in from all Democratic senators in order to pass the voting rights legislation. Mr. Obama's opinion article asked senators to do the right thing, to carve out the filibuster. But Kyrsten Sinema took to the Senate floor to announce again that was a no for her. This push for passage for voting rights legislation is a case of too little, too late. A number of leading Democrats, and not just Manchin and Sinema, by the way, did not or would not push as forcefully for voter engagement as they did for Biden's infrastructure and Build Back Better bills. Number 2, the Department of Justice is arguing that separated families at the border are not entitled to any financial compensation. They stress that while they do not agree with the Trump-era zero-tolerance policies, these families cannot challenge the enforcement of federal laws, nor seek recompense for the enforcement of said laws. The DOJ seeks dismissal of all cases of this sort, and similar motions are being filed across the country. Number 3, as the Omicron COVID-19 variant continues to spread quickly, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said Wednesday that it was planning to update its mask guidance for Americans. In a statement, the agency said the goal is for Americans to have the best and most updated information to choose what mask is right for them. The move by the CDC would be the first significant update to its mask guidance since last July, when it urged all Americans to return to wearing masks. Number 4, according to the website LGBTQ Nation, the Trevor Project recently conducted a survey among trans youth, revealing the mental health implications of transphobic laws. The results consisted of 820 respondents between the ages of 13 and 24. The questions ranged from how do they feel about the anti-trans sports ban to doctors preventing gender-affirming care and various school policies that out trans and non-binary youth to their parents. Number 5, former President Barack Obama is a man known for his keen sense of style. In a photo, the former First Lady posted of her husband as well as herself ringing in the new year on Twitter. A watch on Mr. Obama's wrist made a social statement. It's a collaborative watch made to highlight Black-owned businesses. The Teleport X Actively Black watch is a quartz chronograph and cost about $300. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Life is a series of choices. Choose to show gratitude. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, thank you very much. There's Sybil Wilkes and What You Need to Know today. It is Freestyle Friday. I've been freestyling ever since I got up. Really been freestyling ever since yesterday when the news came down that the Texans and head coach David Culley were no longer connected. Let me do this. I'm going to come back to that. All I know is there's a lot here. There is a lot here. Some of it is football related. Some of it is outside of football. And you know me, I'm going to bring up the cultural part of it. I am. So if you don't want to hear it today, I'm going to tell you, go ahead and switch over to KWWJ AM 1360, 96.9. You know, go ahead and switch over there because they got good gospel music for you and you don't have to hear my cultural opinions. But it's all over the place. I'll get to it in a second. Let me, I got to get where's my stuff? Okay, here we go. Got to get my liners, my tags, and all that together. I put those right there. I need some DMX and stuff today. What they really want from us. All right, let me get that together. I'm literally scrambling. When I tell you I'm scrambling, I'll just finish one thing into another. So in the press conference, Nick Caserio, the Texans general manager, reiterated the statement that he gave yesterday. I'll read the statement from yesterday that he literally read all over again today. Earlier today, I met with David Culley and Tim Kelly to inform them we'll be moving in a different direction at head coach and offensive coordinator positions. I came to this difficult but necessary decision after reviewing our football operation, period. While a change after one season is unusual, we had philosophical differences over the long-term direction and vision for our program moving forward. We appreciate Coach Cully for helping us to navigate through a difficult season, but in my responsibility to make decisions that I feel are best for the let me reread that. But it is my responsibility to make decisions that I feel are best for our organization. The search for the next head coach of the Houston Texans will begin immediately. There's a lot in that. Took him days. Questions were swirling immediately after the last game on Sunday. Coach Cully got in front of the media and said he felt like he was going to be back. Coach Cully said in recent days that he felt like Tim Kelly would be back. In fact, he even said he was almost 100% sure that Tim Kelly would be back. There's some that are trying to float the idea that head coach David Culley was let go because he didn't want to separate from Tim Kelly. Let me be the first to tell you that is not the case. That is not the case. Former Texans head coach David Culley has done nothing since he came to Houston but walk the company line. He has not stepped out on his own. He has not demanded his own way. He's never said it's my way or the highway. He has been the consummate team coach and professional. Nothing short of that. If the organization had wanted to move away from Tim Kelly and maintain Coach David Culley with a different offensive coordinator, head coach David Culley would have accepted that. How do I know? Because head coach David Culley did not hire or bring Tim Kelly with him. He didn't. Tim Kelly was a Bill O'Brien hire. Promotion, I should say. So the notion that head coach David Culley was ready to stake his entire 40-plus year career in the NFL and his first and more than likely only head coaching job on whether or not he was able to retain Tim Kelly as the offensive coordinator is absurd. It's absurd. It's not true. The philosophical differences that General Manager Nick Caserio referenced yesterday and reiterated today have more to do with they want who they want and have decided to pursue that right now. Let's go back through history. Y'all know me. I'm the guy who's going to bring out what actually happened, not what they said happened. There are people who think that Deshaun Watson wanted to be able to pick the head coach and the general manager of the Houston Texans. That's not true. That's not true. There were multiple things going on at one time when Bill O'Brien got fired as general manager and head coach, and Romeo Crennel took over as head coach. Jack Easterby began to run the responsibility as the team general manager. The organization hired a search firm to help them find a head coach and a general manager. The players were frustrated about the expanded role of Jack Easterby. So much so that they asked Deshaun Watson as their team captain to go and talk to Mr. McNair about their feelings. Mr. McNair reportedly was unaware of the team's feelings about the expanded role of Jack Easterby. One of the things that the players wanted was a change in culture. Translation, stop bringing everything and everybody from New England, including Jack Easterby. Mr. McNair, Cal McNair, said, Deshaun, I wasn't aware. We're going to get your input. We would like your input on the head coach and on the general manager. Deshaun provided a list of names. I don't believe those names all came from Deshaun. I think Deshaun went back to the players and said, all right, here's what he said. Give me some names. Not one of the names did the Houston Texans bring in for an interview. When that was the case, Deshaun said, I want it out. Deshaun said, I refuse to play for this organization again. Andre Johnson spoke out and said, nothing good has happened to this organization, for this organization, since Jack Easterby came to the team. And then you know what happened with the allegations of sexual assault. To appease and try and quiet some of the swelling feelings and emotions about the organization, the team scurried and tried to get a video interview with Eric Bieniemy. And then all of a sudden we heard a name that many of us had never heard before. David Culley. Many of us had never heard that name before. So David Culley was brought in not because of the search firm. Nick Caserio was brought in not because of the search firm. Nick Caserio and David Culley were brought in because of Jack Easterby, Cal McNair, and others, not named Deshaun Watson or the NFL football players. So it is not true that it is not true that Deshaun demanded a black head coach. So now, given what they've seen out of what they had, they've decided to go in a different direction. Just say that. It doesn't have to be philosophical differences as if, you know, Coach Kelly and Tim Kelly wanted to run the wishbone. They wanted to run the wing T. You wanted your own guy. You hired David Culley as an appeasement, as a maybe this will soften the blow. It didn't. Nothing changed. Deshaun didn't relent. JJ still wanted out. Zach Cunningham still wanted out. Other players still wanted out. Justin Reed said that he felt like David Culley earned the right for another year. Nobody could have come in here in one season and have turned that mess around. They were cash strapped because of the salary cap. Nick Caserio came in and literally started letting people go, started, bringing in guys who, no disrespect to the players, brought in whoever he could fit under the salary cap on one-year deals, because just a couple of days ago, 30-plus players had their contracts ended. Not renegotiated, ended. The Texans didn't have a pick until the third round. With that pick, they picked Davis Mills. They brought in Tyrod Taylor. They brought in, other players. Mark Ingram, Phillip Lindsay. They brought in all these other players. They threw it on the wall to see what would stick. What stuck? A 4-13 season. A quarterback who was a rookie, who was 2-9 as a starter. And the blame fell on two people. Head coach David Culley and offensive coordinator Tim Kelly. I got to take a break. When I come back, I want to go a little bit further from what I heard in the press conference. I'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
If you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt, then listen up. We can reduce or eliminate your interest rates. Cut your monthly payment up to 50% and stop all late fees. Our company has been helping good people just like you get out of debt for over 30 years. Don't get stressed out. If you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt and medical bills, we can show you a way to reduce all of your bills to one lower monthly payment that you can afford. So again, if you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt and medical bills you can't afford, make this free call today and learn how you can finally get out of debt. Call now for your free consultation. 800-638-7112. 800-638-7112. 800-638-7112. That's 800-638-7112. Sponsored by Credit Card.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-472-5145. 800-472-5145. 800-472-5145. That's 800-472-5145.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
I am Jacqueline Carr, and here is your winning strategy. Using your time to produce great works, great conversation, and great ideas help you set up to gain victory. Monitor your time so that you can use it to work on things that will bring you joy and produce a harvest for you in times to come. You have an opportunity to be great and create greatness. So push yourself to walk in greatness. Most of all, I want you to understand that when you spend time with God, you're spending time with your vision. As you are spending time with Him, He reveals great works in you and great visions. In this time, He will give you the ability to handle and withstand the challenges that you may come up against. Whatever was supposed to work against you, you've got to know that God will use it to work for you.
I'm Ben Tankard, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live, kyokradio.org. We're on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Roku. Roku TV. Just got to look for BS3 TV on your Roku streaming device. Download that. You'll find some great shows. We'll be one of them. All right? All right. Let me get back to this. Got a lot of folks that are texting me. A lot of folks that are hitting me up. Before I get to that, head coach David Culley made a statement. He released a statement as well. I want to read that. Head coach David Culley said, "I loved every minute of being the head coach of the Houston Texans. I appreciate the players and coaches for staying the course with me through the ups and downs of our season. I'm disappointed we didn't win more games, and I won't have a chance to improve on the lessons I've learned, but I fully understand this is a bottom line business, and I didn't do enough. I want to thank the McNair family and Nick Caserio for giving me this opportunity. I am forever grateful for the experience. I wish the team and organization the best. They are building a special program, and I truly believe in the bright future for Texan fans." Amazing guy. Amazing. For him to take that position, that is the guy that you want on your team and in your organization. And, again, I know there are a lot of people, and I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I've had several people say the exact same thing to me. He didn't deserve the position in the first place. That's subjective. That's opinion. I can speak for myself and know that I got several jobs that I probably didn't deserve, wasn't qualified for, and I'm so grateful that the rest of my career was not predicated on how I did in a job that I wasn't qualified for and that others thought I didn't deserve. I'm grateful. I'm not that guy that's so insensitive about sports that I forget that there are people's lives on the other side of it. And I don't care how much money they get paid on the end of being fired. That's ridiculous. If you haven't moved past, oh, well, they're going to get $17 million. You know what? People still have feelings even when they have money. Yeah, David Culley is going to get $17 million for whatever was left on his contract. But guess what? He wanted to succeed as a football coach. And I'm a firm believer that if you can't be compassionate about other people's situation, don't you dare come running to me about yours. So, yeah, I wish Coach Culley the best. He's going to be all right financially. I hope and pray he gets another opportunity. I understand it is a very exclusive business. I understand that there are 32 jobs. So there's going to be a 33rd person that's not going to get one. I get all that. I can still be respectful and thoughtful of someone that ain't me. And Coach Culley is a good person. Coach Culley is a good person. Regardless of what he did on other teams as a position coach and a quality control coach and what have you. You had a whole quality control special teams coach running the Giants that was 11-23, 10-23. That's not my point. My point is this. Nick Caserio put this together. Nick Caserio, when he got the job, hired the head coach. He made the decision to keep Tim Kelly in place. He made the decision to bring in Lovie Smith and others. Coach David Culley brought in one position coach, one. Everything else, including the players, was Nick Caserio. So I am wondering, what is the plan for the Houston Texans? That question was asked multiple times. And when I tell you we got the patented quality control answer, we're going to find the best coach available. We're going to find the best players available. And we're going to turn this team around. We're going to be winners. Okay. But your plan did not work after one season. Your plan was so bad after one season that you scrapped the whole plan. Very similar to Dave Gettleman up in New York with the Giants. You supposedly have a plan, but the plan was so bad that you changed it almost instantaneously. You scrapped the whole plan after one season. So either your plan was faulty going in, or you had no idea what your plan was while you were in it. So why should we trust that this man has a plan going forward? Their plan is the same old plan that this team has had. Their plan is to keep piping people in from New England. Whether it be Brian Flores, who has a decent track record. I believe that Brian Flores is a guy who could turn around this organization with whatever they throw at him. Brian Flores has won more with less than many coaches in the NFL. Period. Gerard Mayo, don't know anything about him other than he used to play. Don't know how he's been as a assistant coach in the league. I don't know. I know he's a New England guy. That's all I know. Josh McDaniels, I know he got out there before and it didn't work. And he fortunately was able to run home and find protection back in New England. I think he's an amazing offensive coordinator. I think he's one of the best. I was mistaken to think that he was the one that won with Tim Tebow in Denver. He was not. He was not the one that won with Tim Tebow in Denver. Look it up. Check out who the head coach was in Denver when they won that playoff game with Tim Tebow. It was not Josh McDaniels. Josh did a lot of good stuff in New England. Took the Indianapolis job, turned it down after he took it, and went back to New England. I believed that it was because he was promised the New England job when Bill Belichick decided to walk away. But this goes directly against what the players 2 seasons ago wanted, a change in culture. Now, maybe what Nick Caserio has decided to do, he and Jack Easterby and Cal McNair and all the other transplants from New England, is get rid of those players that feel that way. Zach Cunningham gone. Justin Reed will probably be gone. Deshaun Watson will definitely be gone. So maybe that's their plan. We're going to do what we want to do. We're going to run this like New England of the South, and we're just going to get rid of anybody who doesn't like it. Which is okay. This is Mrs. McNair's business, and it's being run by her son, Cal, and he has put it in the hands of Jack Easterby and Nick Caserio. It's okay. That's their business. But I've always said this. I want more for the fans of Houston than some of them want for themselves. I want them to experience being the 4th largest city in the United States of America with winning teams, Astros, Rockets, Texans, Dynamo, Houston Gamblers when they get started, Houston Roughnecks if they come back in the XFL. Everything Houston, I want to be a winner. Am I from Houston? No. I've been here since 1989, and I love this city. I was in the building when the Texans opened their doors. I was there when they beat the Dallas Cowboys. Had my own personal, not credentials, not, company seats. I had my own personal seats. I just don't know if Cal McNair, Jack Easterby, and Nick Caserio can bring about what the Houston fans deserve. And the way they're going about it is very suspect. The definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Let me take a break. I'll be right back. Get in if you want to. 281-453-1000. Text me 832-403-5005 or email aj@kyoksports.com.
We are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. That's 800-253-1892.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
Well, y'all, here it is.
All right, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live, kyokradio.org. Just had a little snafu there. We'll try and get everything back on and running in just a second. Yes, Mr. Jackson, I'm here, and I think I just shut everything off, unfortunately. So please forgive me. Let me get everything back up and running. here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. I hit the wrong button. I think I shut everything down. So just par for the course. Just par for the course. And all right, Kim White Davis is going to be jumping on here in just a minute. I want to get her comments. Chalk Talk Sports. She is, nobody's been at this stuff and covering it more than her. Y'all bear with me for 1 second. Let me try and get this everything back up and running. Nobody but me. I did it. Nobody but me. I did it. Okay. All right. So anyway, let me try and talk through it as we're going through it. So, again, they're going to try and bring in one of those guys, Brian Flores, Gerard Mayo, Josh McDaniels, or somebody else. And yeah, they've thrown out that they're going to interview Lovie Smith, and they've thrown out that they're going to interview other people. Listen, don't get distracted. They want who they want. And the question is, what's going to happen to Lovie Smith if they bring in a Brian Flores? I think Brian Flores and Lovie Smith together would be a phenomenal team defensively. The question will not be how strong the team would be defensively, because I think Brian Flores and Lovie Smith's knowledge of NFL defenses would make them strong. It's who they would bring in on the offensive side. I think they should keep Pep Hamilton myself and let him run the offense. That's just me. I know that's not what they're going to do. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this? Hello? Hello, are you there? I probably messed up something on that too. Let me try this again. Phone line. Let me do this. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this? All right, if you can hear me, hang up, try to call right back. I think I blew it. All right, so again, that would be the question. Who will they bring in offensively? Who will they bring in defensively to run this team? Will they keep Lovie Smith? Who's going to be the running back coach? Is this coach going to be able to come in and bring their own people? Those are all questions that will have to be answered. Let me see if this will work. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this? Nope, it's me. I did that. AJ, why did you touch something? Why? Hello, can you hear us now?
I can hear you well.
There you go. All right, I got us back. Thank you, Keith. How are you, man?
I am well, thanks. How are you?
Man, I'm in here hitting buttons I ain't supposed to hit.
Well, it's one of those snafu days. You'll get through that. It happens.
Yep.
I want to ask you a question, AJ. Who would you like to see coach the Texans?
That's a good question. I'm serious when I said I think Brian Flores could get the job done. I'm very serious when I say that. I think Brian Flores is a great coach who can work with what he has and turn that into something. You got some head coaches that they got to have the right quarterback, they got to have the right running back, they got to have the right line, defense. If everything's got to be perfect, I don't know if you're a good coach. Brian Flores is a guy that takes what he has and can win with that. So I think he would be a good person for the job.
Well, and that's well said, and I agree. My question to you is, why would he want it?
Because he's a New England guy. He and Nick Caserio have worked together for almost 12, 13 years. So they know each other.
Okay. You still have, above Easterby and everybody else, as an owner who does not know what he's doing. Thus, he's not going to get the talent that he needs.
And see, again, because they've worked together and they know each other, they might be a little bit more lenient with each other than they would have been had it been David Culley or somebody else. There's some people who they want it their way, and that's the only way they want it, where Nick and Jack and Brian Flores might be able to understand each other better than somebody else might.
I think Lovie would be the guy. I think Lovie Smith would be the guy. And he is the one that's familiar with the organization. He is the one that has tolerated all this ridiculousness from the front office, and he is a tremendous coach and a very, very strong leader of men.
And Lovey is a guy that I hope he doesn't take it. I hope he doesn't take it. I don't think they will give Lovey the same kind of support that they would a Brian Flores, a Josh McDaniels, or Gerard Mayo.
Really?
I don't. I really don't.
Well, I have a little experience with Lovey Smith. I think he is a fine coach, a fine man, and that's what Houston needs.
Yeah, I agree.
Is somebody that's not going to toe the company line all the time, but has the intellectual capacity of doing things his way and getting done.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I think that Lovey is a fine man. I think he will not be a yes man. But I don't know if the Texans want somebody like that. I think they want their guy. And I think that's what they're pushing for.
Well, I wish the next Houston Texan head coach the best, because he is walking into a dumpster fire, and it's going to take a while to put it out. David Culley got shanked. He's been there for 3 years and had the opportunity to do that, and they just didn't let him.
Yeah, I agree. That unfortunately, that good man was set up to fail.
Yeah, he really was. It's a darn shame. All right, sir. Well, I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents and wish you and the Breakers a happy weekend, and we'll keep plugging along here, see what happens.
Well, I do want to say to you, good luck in the upcoming lunch break weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge playoff edition. You are one of the 6 that will be competing for $500 cash. I know we've already got your picks in, so everybody else listening, if you're in that top 6, Big Time Floyd, Amber, Delano, Chi-Town, Keith Hennig, and Alexis, got to have your picks by 2:30 tomorrow. 2:30 tomorrow Central. And again, don't forget the Monday night game is where you put your tiebreaker. Give me the exact final score for both teams in the Monday night game, and good luck. May the best person win.
Well, thank you. I am planning to be that best person, but good grief, the competition is stiff, very, very stiff.
You are so right, brother.
We'll see how it all shakes out in the end.
All right, brother. Have a great one. We'll talk to you soon, Keith.
You do the same. Thank you.
You're welcome. Keith, caller of the year 2020. Caller of the year 2020. Good dude. All right. Hello. You're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Brother AJ, lunch breakers, Ferdinand.
Caller of the year 2017. What's going on, bro?
Brother AJ, I told you that it would be a one and done thing for David Culley. I hate it for him. You know, David Culley really, really coached his behind off with the adversity that he was up against, you know, AJ. And sometimes people don't appreciate that. He was used as a scapegoat to kind of fix things while the adversity was right here in Houston. And he did a phenomenal job, you know, and but sometimes, AJ, when you do your best, it's not enough for certain people.
Yeah.
And number kudos to him. I hope and pray that he gets another chance in the NFL, whether it be, you know, very likely not, more than he will be. But, man, you hate to see something like that happen.
Right.
You lead a person wrong. And like in the day, when he was having his little interviews with, you know, with the media and AJ, and he would say, far as I know, I'm still a coach, you know, for the Texans. But the thing about it is, nobody had talked to you. Nobody was man enough, AJ, to come and say, we're going to go in a different direction. So when all of it came down to him, I mean, you know the man had to be hurt, AJ.
Yep.
We got feelings, man.
Yeah, that's why I tell people, man, stop telling me about their money. Man, I'm just telling you right now, I am not the dude that's going to be more worried about somebody's money than I am their feelings, their situation, their circumstance, their family. I'm not that dude. I'm just not. So, you know, I don't have those discussions with people for long. Okay, bro, I got to go. All right, sis, I hear you. I got to go.
But AJ, me and you both talked about, you know, him even coming aboard on what was a disastrous situation, and it still ended up that way. So it's not surprising to me. Kudos and appreciate David Culley for all that he did while he was here, man. And I wish him nothing but the best, going forward in his coaching career, man.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Ferdinand. I am with you. Go ahead and give me your rundown for the playoffs. Who you got? Who you think is going to win this weekend?
Okay, I don't have my list with me, but call the teams out and I can give them to you real quick.
All right, real quick. So Cincinnati and the Raiders. Who you got?
I would have to go with Cincinnati. Cincinnati's at home. Cincinnati has up and down, but they got something that we've seen, AJ. They got an offense, and that defense, if it can be stout and stellar, they come up with a victory.
Okay, all right. And then we go Bills and Patriots in the Cold Bowl. Who you got?
Man, Josh have let me down too much, man. I'm gonna go with the teacher. I think the Bills should win, AJ, but because gosh, man, he's so iffy, and I'll go with the Patriots.
All right, that would be an upset. All right, and then Sunday, Tampa Bay and the Eagles. Who you got?
And I have to go with Tampa Bay. Like Jameis Winston, I mean, I love him, but right now you got a man that's determined to show the world who he is.
Cowboys in San Francisco. Who you got?
Man, I like 49ers, and I really want to pick the 49ers, but I'm gonna pick the Cowboys.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick them, AJ.
All right. I'm praying for you, man. You live in Cowboy land up here in Houston, bro. I'm just praying for you. And then,
I'm gonna pick them.
All right. And I know who you're going to pick. And I'm not even going to ask you this one. Just leave me alone. Don't even say it. I know you're a Steelers fan. Leave me alone. And then give me the Monday night game, Rams and Arizona. Who you got?
I need you to back up the Pittsburgh.
No, man. I got my special guest on here. She don't want to hear you love on them Pittsburgh Steelers like you do.
You didn't ask me. The special guest might need to hear what I have to say.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm going with Kansas City.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I'm going with Kansas City. Why? Because at the end of the day, AJ, Andy Reid have more plays than NFL. And Big Ben, I wish he'd retired last year. Big Ben in his own way. Big Ben owed me a championship, AJ.
Owe me a championship. Boy, y'all funny.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he owed me a chip. So will he be able to stand up to the Big Ben name? I don't know, but right now I don't see it. So I'm going with KC.
All right, then give me your last one. Arizona and Rams. Who you got?
I'm going to have to go with Kyler Murray. A lot of people underestimated him. He don't have all the weapons he needs, but Kyler Murray's a smart guy, and I'm gonna see him just run all around the field and make it happen like he should. Go with Kyler Murray. Ferdinand Call of the Year 2017. We'll talk to you soon, bro. Take care. Yes, sir. Have a good one. Appreciate it. Bro.
All right, Kim Y. Davis, Chalk Talk Sports. Thanks for jumping on. Look, this has been a crazy one. Kim.
Yeah. This is. Are you talking about? Are you jumping into Texans? Or are you talking about the?
I'm talking
last
Texans.
caller? Okay, I'm like,
yeah. That's Ferdinand. He's the first caller of the show, so I have to let him get his in. So, but
right.
Do this. Let me take a quick break. Let me do a couple of quick commercials. I want to come back. I want to hear your thoughts in our last little 15 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
All right, Kim Davis, Chalk Talk Sports. We got her coming up next right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Well, I hope you are enjoying your weekend. Hey, everybody, it's Erica Campbell.
And I'm Griff from Get Up Mornings.
We want to thank you so much for rocking with us every weekday morning.
And after you enjoy your weekend, make sure you start your work week with us.
When you start your day with us, we'll help you get moving and motivated to have the best day ever. Go ahead, say it, Griff.
Best day ever!
So wake up with us. We'll be faith walking,
Love talking,
and joy living on Get Up Mornings.
All right, last one, Kim. Here we go.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
I'm Ben Tankard, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all. We back here on this lunch break, man. And I got my friend Kim Y. Davis, Chalk Talk Sports, jumping on here for a quick minute to talk about this nonsense going on down there on Kirby and Fannin. Kim, I heard the statement from Caserio yesterday. I heard his reiteration today. Make it make sense, Kim. Make it make sense.
So I cannot make it make sense. I wrote an article and I posted it on my LinkedIn and then on my other social media platforms. And it just looks like they hired Cully a year ago to fire him. I just think they thought it was going to take 2 years. I think they were waiting for their guy for their coach that they wanted to bring in to be available, and I think he became available sooner. Not sure that he'll come, but today Nick Caserio talked about what a great guy Cully is. He talked about how they're a better team and organization now because of a lot of the things that Cully did. And so you're probably going, so tell me why you fired him again. So when he was asked about these philosophical differences, he, of course, that's private. We can't elaborate, which is kind of ridiculous. Because if somebody fires you, if they come in and say, AJ, you're fired, you're going to go, okay, well, can you tell me why? And so when I say I don't think Cully deserved to be fired, it's because I think he did everything they asked of him. Right? They knew who Cully was when they hired him. So the debate about whether or not he's qualified to be the head coach, I'm going to put that to the side because this is the guy they hired.
Right.
And so if you're saying the guy you hired was the right hire a year ago, and you still think that today, none of it makes sense as to why you have fired him. So It's not that I think David Cully was the second coming of Vince Lombardi or the guy to take him into the future. I just think, once again, the Texans organization is not really being transparent and telling the truth.
Right.
And I just think it's unfortunate that that's how they operate. And I think it's amazing that Cal McNair has let these guys talk him into just keep throwing money away, man. Can I get in on some of that? Like, can I catch one of those million? Because okay, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, Kim Y. Davis, Chalk Talk Sports, joining us here on the show. Kim, I was with you when I heard the philosophical differences, and he couldn't answer that, or danced around answering that. It's not like Cully and Kelly, wanted to run the wishbone or the wing T,
right?
And Caserio wanted them to run something different. It literally boils down to, we now have access to our guy, and now's the time to pursue him full force. And then there's also this rumor out there that Cully refused to part ways with Tim Kelly. Cully didn't.
So let me just stop. Let's stop with that. Here's what happens with a lot of these national guys. They've got huge followings, and they're fed their information oftentimes from the team. The team puts out. They become a PR arm of the team. So I thought it was very irresponsible of Ian Rappaport to put that out yesterday. And my response was, come on, dude, I thought y'all had all the tea. If you cover the team, which, oh, by the way, you don't, you would know that Cully didn't hire his staff. So if I don't hire you, I can't come in and say, okay, you're fired at KYOK, AJ.
Right.
No, you can't fire me. You didn't hire me. You don't have any authority to do that or autonomy. It's insanity and it's ridiculous. And so when Cully was asked, here are my problems with the Texans. Yep, Cully's going to get his money. Yep, he should be fine. Y'all knew you didn't want to keep the man. This whole 4-day of evaluation, Nick Caserio was on the practice field every single day. Nick Caserio was in the booth every single game and on the headsets, which is something I asked him about in the press conference today. what further evaluation did you need to do? No, you shouldn't have let him go out Monday, have a team meeting,
Right.
meet the media talking about what's going to happen next year when y'all already knew you were going to fire him. Those are the kinds of things about this team that I think are just deplorable.
Yep. Which stands to reason why they have to bring in a New England guy. They got to bring one in because. Go ahead.
That's all they want.
Right.
The only people, all the names that are on the list are New England guys, right? It's ridiculous, but that's it. You've got to be a New England guy. You've got to be, I guess, cut from the cloth. And here's the thing. He was asked the question about coaching, will you let the person hire their staff? But you got to ask Nick questions in a very pointed way, because even then he's not going to really answer you. So when I asked him about in-game decisions, about the fact that he is in the booth on headsets during the games, will the new coach have autonomy, and will he be able to make the final decisions? And so Nick was like, that's a good question. I am here to support. These are some things he said. I'm here to support and to be of help, blah, blah, blah. He also said, I've been in the coach's booth for 18 to 20 years. That's not going to change. So that means, yes, I'm going to still be in the booth and on the headsets. So the reason I bring that up is because for all of the local guys who talked about how bad Cully was with his in-game decisions, how do you know? Whose decisions were they? Were they Nick Caserio's? I mean, who has their boss in their ear the entire game? And who's making those calls? What we know is that Cully likes control. Even in the press conference, he is controlling every single thing. So, I mean, come on. It is what it is, but I just don't, Yeah.
What's interesting, we got Kim Davis, Chalk Talk Sports, joining us. I have verified he was on the headset in the booth in New England, listening to Josh McDaniels making calls, and would remind Josh, hey, it's 3rd and 20. It's 3rd and this. It's like he would give down and distance input into the play calling. That part blows my mind because I keep going back to Ray Farmer when he was the general manager in Cleveland, getting kicked out, being fired because he was sending text messages down to the sideline. How in the heck are you in the booth on a headset and that's okay, but you can't send a text message down? The NFL and the rules are crazy for me.
Yeah, the NFL and the rules are as they want them to be. Like, not for long are also the rules. He's not just in there. He's dressed in a little coach's outfit. I mean, he's, for all practical purposes, another coach. And I think that's one of the reasons that Josh McDaniels is not coming here. But I think there are a number of reasons. But he has said on more than one occasion, like, yeah, I'm good. I don't want to be our head coach. He hasn't said it specifically to the Texans, but he said it specifically kind of sort of to the Texans. Like, I'm good where I am right now. I'm not leaving. But there are other guys. And I know there's been conversation about Brian Flores. Brian Flores is thought of is said to have much of the same kind of personality as Bill O'Brien, right? And for everybody who thinks if Brian Flores comes to Houston, that will somehow change the trajectory of what's happening with Deshaun Watson. I'm sorry, it's not going to change anything. Brian Flores thinks Deshaun Watson has great talent, not so much on character, right? He's not the guy that wanted to bring in Deshaun Watson. That was more of the owner and the general manager. And so Brian Flores, I imagine, isn't coming to Houston because he wants control. He's trying to get that Giants job. I think you just wait for them to name Mayo. Okay.
Yeah, I heard Gerard Mayo was one of the front runners. As long as it's not Joe Judge. I'm sorry, it's personal. As long as it's not Joe Judge.
Well, here's the thing. And I know that name was floated around early too, because they all come from that Patriots tree. But today, Nick Caserio did something interesting when he was talking about organizations that have had a lot of success. He talked about like Green Bay and Pittsburgh and blah, 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 blah. So when he said, you mentioned Pittsburgh, if you look at a guy like Mike Tomlin, who's had so much success, like he's the standard, like that's what you like, 15 years, not a losing season, blah, blah, blah. And he reminded the room that when Mike Tomlin was named head coach, he goes, he'd only been a defensive coordinator for like 1 year. He was like, 31 or something like that. He was young, or 35. he getting y'all ready for Gerard Mayo, who's not a coordinator, but who now they're trying to paint like, yeah, but he's kind of like a defensive coordinator, really, with the Belichick plural. Okay.
Kim White Davis, Chalk Talk Sports. Kim, rank them in order. I think you just did. Sounds like Gerard Mayo number 1, Brian Flores number 2. Give me a 3 and a 4.
Oh man. I don't really have a 3 and a 4. I don't think it's going to go that far. I think they don't make this move this year if they don't think they can get one of those guys. Yeah. And I can't really think of who else from the Patriots tree. I think it will be somebody from the Patriots tree. I've heard a name mentioned by some former. I heard a former Texan player on another station saying this earlier. He mentioned DeMeco Ryans, who I think would be a great head coach. There's no way they hire him. Right. He's not from the Patriots tree. And people mentioned that DeMeco did sue the Texans years ago. He didn't really sue the Texans. He sued the field, right? But he does line up in terms of the kinds of things that matter apparently to Jack and Nick in terms of a servant heart and, all those character issues. And he's clearly a good coach. I'd be good with DeMeco Ryans. I just would be surprised if they went that route. I think it's going to be somebody from the Patriots because this is the Patriots South.
We are Patriots of the South. There's no denying that, and there's no more hiding it. It is what it is. So, unfortunately, we got to go. Do me a favor. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you and how we can tune into your broadcast.
Thank you so much, AJ. You can follow me, Kim Y. Davis, on Twitter, Kim.Y.Davis on Instagram. My show is called Chalk Talk. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. It's on LinkedIn. You can follow me any of those places and catch my articles and catch my shows. My show's live every Tuesday at 10 a.m., but I do hits throughout the week. So I hope to see you. And always, AJ, thanks for letting me be a part of your platform. Happy Friday, my friend.
Happy Friday, Kim. It's always a great day when Kim Y. Davis drops in. All right, my friend, you take care. We'll talk. Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right, y'all. Hey, that's it. That's it in a nutshell. Kim heard everything I heard, and she broke it down the way I understood it as well from today. So we got to get ready to go. Let me do birthdays before I do that. And Texan fans, all I'm going to say to you is this. Hang on. It ain't going to be like this forever. It ain't going to be like this forever. I don't know when. I don't know where. I don't know how. But it is not going to be like this forever. All right, birthdays, real quick. Happy birthday to the following people. One of our good listeners over here at the lunch break, David Batiste, 47 today. Eric Green celebrating a birthday with Cody Williams, is 29. Donna Glover celebrating a birthday with Sheila Talley. She's 55. Gigi Pearson is 47 today. Andrea Johnson, hey, cuz, she's 52. Sharon Jubert Gilbert, Dr. JG is what I call her. She's celebrating a birthday along with my friend Patrice Dubose. You are not 34, Patrice. Johnny Cormier celebrating a birthday. Cindy Garcia and Brendan Lee. Brandon's 39. And then I call her Mama. Cheryl Caldwell is celebrating her birthday down there in Galveston. Also, real quick, celebrity birthdays. Jim Hacksaw Duggan, celebrating his birthday. You know, he's a big-time wrestler. Byron Leftwich celebrating his birthday today. And Vincent Jackson, wide receiver for the Chargers, would have had a birthday today. He passed away this past year. They do think it is CTE related. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I do love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Lord say the same. I'll be back on Monday for Oh My Goodness Monday. Y'all have a blessed weekend. We'll talk to you then.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston. Are you ready?
All right, y'all. Hey, I'm sorry about the short, abbreviated show, but we had to try and tune into that press conference with so much going on today. And again, it's the Texans organization. They can run it however they want to. All I'll say is this to you Texan fans out there, man, listen, you do what's best for you. If you want to keep spending your money down there, do that. But just realize you got some power. You have some say. You do. And I meant what I said. It's not going to be like this forever. The Saints used to wear bags over their heads. The Cincinnati Bengals went to 2 Super Bowls And then they lost a bunch of games, and then they went to 5 straight playoffs. And guess what? They're finally in the playoffs again. It will come around. It will change. But just hang in there. And don't be so quick to believe everything you hear them say about our folks. So, as always, not this, definitely this. I do. I love you. Y'all have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you on Monday.